Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So recently I've been really inspired by fairies because of the cottage living expansion pack. While I know they do not have fairies in this coming expansion pack, with all the speculation videos and everybody hoping and guessing that they would, I was kind of thinking about a fairy tale storyline gameplay. So I thought, what better way to get my excitement out and my creativity out than build a enchanted woods? So the premise of this build is that it is a park that has a maze entrance where people say, rumor has it, if you get to the center of the maze, you'll find the portal to the fairy world. In the center, like magical, mysterious things have happened, and it's unexplainable and amazing. And if you go too deep in the woods, it's like haunted and dangerous, and there's like a forbidden crypt. So that's kind of the vibe I went for when building this. So it could be a park where Sims can visit and like garden and have events, but like in the center is the quote unquote hidden fairy world where I made passages where you can get to it, but it's not so obvious. And this is a lot in New Crest, the one on the river. Um, I I can't on the top of my head think of the name of the lot because my New Crest is my custom build area. But yeah, I'm gonna put this on the gallery. I don't think I use any CC in it, and if I do, it might be the cottage garden PTS CC pack. So I can link that in the comments below because, and maybe it's like a romantic garden pack or something. But yeah, I wanted it to feel like a woods that had like a magical element to it. So that way you can customize lot traits and make it like a special environment or whatever. And that way it also could be used for normal gameplay, but also for vampires, because I kind of made like these two trees. Like, I don't know if you've seen Fern Gully, but I kind of like inspired one tree to be, the dark gooey tree from Fern Gully essentially, but it's like for vampires. So maybe that's where you go to be turned into a vampire or something. 24 hours you have to go to this tree and eat a plasma fruit for your transformation. You know what I mean? Like, it's good for storytelling. And that's kind of why I did the sets, was for storytelling. I had a lot of fun with the dark enchanted forest part. I actually, wasn't planning on doing this at all. I was planning on building a cottage for a fairy, and I kind of just went crazy with it and just had so much fun. But the center part, I'm really proud of how it came out and how magical it ended up looking. Um, I think you guys will be really impressed, as well as I use the Realm of Magic portal and kind of, how the um, outdoor retreat has a hermit that lives in the woods. Well, I kind of wanted the same concept with this lot where if you wanted to make it a home, you could. So it's fully functionable as a home as well, because the Enchanted Woods I made so it's an Enchanted Woods essentially, but the back is like the haunted forest. Off of the Enchanted Woods. So the haunted forest is built inside of a crypt because I wanted vampires to be able to enter it and stay in it and be safe. That way, if sunlight is a vulnerability to them, they can still go to this lot, or you can make it a home and live out of that crypt area. And in the center, I put where like maybe a hermit witch, or like in my story, I would just use a spellcaster, but play her as a fairy since we don't have the fairy occult. But that's an easy workaround, if just depending on how you tell the story. But I did a fairy ring and then some mushrooms and some floating butterflies and stuff and a stone path and fountain little things. So I also even rigged one of the trees to have a fountain inside of it, sort of like it's like a fountain of youth. Or if you ever saw Tuck Everlasting, how if you drank from the water of that tree, you would live forever. Sort of thought that would be like a cool enchanting element to kind of add to this lot. So a little bit of lore, there's multiple things in this woods because it's a big lot. So even though it looks like I crammed a lot into it, you have to think of it in the Sims world. This is one of the biggest lots we have. So you can think of it like as acres and acres and acres of countless, woods. And that way it can be more fun. But man, I really just love the mushrooms. I was just super proud of like this because I just felt inspired to do this on a whim, and I feel like I created something magical. But I also have like a bed from Magical Realm and stuff like that, where the witch essentially, or the fairy, whoever your character is, could live out there in the woods. And I even like hid a toilet and a shower in a tree. So hopefully it's fully functionable. I'll have to test it out for you guys in another video. But yeah, I'll even do a better walkthrough in another video. This is more of the speed build, but since it's a whole hour, I didn't want to also like come back and do a walkthrough because this is still missing like final touches. But I really, really am proud of it. So I did a little bit of lore with that tree and the Enchanted Woods part, being, having the fountain in it. So it could be, for youthfulness or whatever, if you want to give your sim the potion of youth and kind of tell the story and use this as a set, that would be really cool. Or you could travel to the magical realm from here. You can use the dark enchanted for, or the, I'm sorry, the Forbidden Forest. Sorry, coming up with the name was a little like, which one should I pick? So essentially, like I said, Enchanted Woods, where it's rumored that fairies run and play and dark creatures hide in the deep depths of the forest. Humans, like I said, go through the maze. They can garden. They can have events here, like a picnic or play chess or have a wedding. But the center part is closed off, except for there's like two little gaps. And if you find them, that's how you enter. But it's supposed to be like not everyone gets to the center because it's supposed to be hard. And that's where the fairy ring is and the portal to the magical realm. Behind the center is deep into the woods. Like I said, there's a crypt and a dark forbidden forest. So the vampires live in the dark forbidden forest, or they can visit the dark forbidden forest for rituals and whatnot. And at the base of the dead tree, if you kind of think of like Sleepy Hollow, the movie with Johnny Depp in it, which is a little gruesome, so just make sure you're old enough to watch it. Like, the tree where the headless horseman comes out of, essentially, that's what that tree looks like. So at the base of it, I put these crystals that were red, and then some vines and some plasma fruit, so it could look very symbolic. Again, it's mostly for storytelling, but there are functional things here. There's plasma trees, there's apple trees, lemon trees, a maze, which could be fun for your Sims. I try to put little things that in the dead ends of the maze to make it fun. And see, right here is where I started to build one of the secret entrances. There's like a certain flower I use at each secret entrance. So, and hopefully your sim can get right through. Again, I haven't played test this because it was like a 2 hour and 45-minute build. And that's a lot for me personally to spend on like a wooded, like not a house. And I'm not like a pro Sims builder or anything. This is just something, it just came into my head and I wanted to create it. So I was very excited to do so. But yeah, I use a lot of the romantic garden stuff pack, I think. So you will have to have that. But yeah, I'm just really proud of it. And I wanted to share it with you guys. It's, for someone who isn't like a super builder, and I only recently got into building for The Sims 4, it's something I'm super proud of because I think, each build I get better and better, and I have so many ideas for other builds. I've been working on a labyrinth inspired build from the movie The Labyrinth for about a year now. Not that it's taking me that long to finish it, it's just that, like, it's not been exactly what I wanted, so I stopped multiple times. But I've been thinking about picking that build back up or restarting it so I can share it with you guys because I always, like, imagine these crazy sets because I'm not super amazing at building regular homes, so I figure, what better way to express, like, my creativity than tell the story that's, like, in my head, and it's always, like, some kind of fantasy thing. I wish I could be like some of these amazing Sims builders and build castles and stuff like that, but, so far I'm good with little cottages and little witch huts and, apparently magical gardens. Like I said, I'm pretty proud of this build. So, I've got it on speed so you guys can enjoy it, and I really hope if you like it, you would consider giving my channel a like. Give me a comment. I'll interact with you. I want to know what you guys want to see if you're interested in my channel, my content, because I'm working on getting better and better with it. It's a skill. You have to practice, your thumbnail editing, you have to practice your video editing. I do want to eventually have my camera hooked up so I can talk to you guys that way, but right now this is where I'm comfortable. But it's all practice. So if my channel is something you want to see grow, the best ways you can support me is through likes and comments. And if you really want to come back and watch content, subscribe. I don't want to beg for subscribers, but I just want you to know it does mean a lot whenever someone does subscribe and like and comment. So I want to say thank you. I've rambled for about 12 minutes now, and I'm going to fade out, put on some music so you can enjoy the rest of this build. Thank you guys. Bye.